Hello and welcome to A Journey to Awareness. Are you ready to take a voyage to the uncharted places within you, where you will be guided to ways to heal your wounds, look at your life choices, release your fears, and take control of your future? Stick with me through these podcasts and you will take the most exciting adventure of your life, the journey to you. Let's go. Hello and welcome. I'm Shauna Hoffman. Thanks for joining me today on this deep dive into why I hate the word habits. And most importantly, that I have learned that travel is the best way to rethink the way we live our lives, the choices we make, and the habits we have created. It all started because I downloaded this really cool app that was supposed to help me set up goals to change my habits. I started it a month before I took a trip to Canada. I'd been dedicated to this app, trying to get me to change all of my habits. Then, all of a sudden, here I was on my trip, waking up in a different bed, looking at a different view, and it didn't take me long to realize I felt like I was being nagged to death by an app. Oh, it's a really pretty app with really great audio content and opportunities for changes in your thinking. Lots of it. But when I didn't do what they wanted me to do, it made me feel bad. And here I was on a vacation, and guilt was the last thing I wanted traveling with me. Okay, fair enough. I was the only one putting guilt on myself, but it was time to dump the app. I realized that there was one thing better than an app to change my habits. Travel. I realized that travel and change in your environment forces you to relinquish certain habits just long enough for you to rethink their worth in your life. Whether it's the food that you eat every morning that's not right there in your hotel room or cruise ship cabin, or whether it's that morning ritual of reading your emails before you even get out of bed, yet here you are out to sea and you have no internet. When you travel, habits have no choice but to be challenged. And when we challenge a thought process or lifestyle choice, we give ourselves the opportunity to morph, to grow, to expand, to live and to breathe in ways we have never breathed before. It's funny because at first it's a little bit uncomfortable. Wait, Canada doesn't have my favorite coffee? Can I really start my day without it? Yeah. And how glorious it is to experience something new if we open our consciousness to change and choice. Here's the word, choice. All habits, negative habits or positive habits, are truly just choices. Today I choose to do the app. Today I choose to drink water. Today I choose to do my yoga. Today I choose to binge watch TV and do nothing. Today I choose to try a new coffee and sit on a balcony in Canada and read a book and not look at my emails or texts or social media and just breathe. And with that thought, my life changed. I realized that I hated the word habits and I loved the word choices. Okay, let's break down first what habits are. There are those behaviors that we repeat so much that they no longer involve conscious thought. In other words, they're behaviors that we engage in by habit. But the truth is it started with a choice. I had a choice to take part in that behavior in the first place. There was a conscious thought that spurred my behavior. Okay, think about these two statements and see which will empower you more. I'm going to get into the habit of drinking water today. Or, I choose to drink water all day long today. Bam! That is so much more empowering. No guilt. Choice. Okay, I do think there's something to the idea that once our choices become lifestyle for us, then they do become a subconscious choice versus a conscious one. We no longer have to think about something we want to do. We no longer have to consciously choose to do it or not. Our subconscious takes over the motivation and then the behavior. But it all started with conscious choice. And then one day you find yourself in a new place, a houseboat or a cruise ship cabin or a friend's fold-out couch. And all of a sudden your subconscious choices are blaring right in front of you because you can't participate in them and you can't count on them. And in that moment, you either adapt or you have an anxiety attack. It's the moment that you choose to adapt and look at the situation differently, that your whole world has the opportunity to change. Your lifestyle is exactly what travel challenges you to go beyond. But then what happens when you're back home? Your old habits are screaming to take over again. And there it is. You can choose to go back to the same rituals, or you can bring all the new behaviors and thought processes and experience you learned while away back home with you. And this is when my favorite words come in: self-awareness. In order to make positive choices in our lives, we have to be self-aware. We have to be able to check in with our minds, bodies, and souls to see what we need. We need to ask ourselves if I felt better or happier or healthier when I was away than when I'm home. And if so, what new choices do I want to embrace and claim for my new lifestyle now that I'm back? When you open your eyes in the morning and reach for your phone, you need to ask yourself, am I about to lose the joy and self-awareness that I gained on my last adventure? Or am I going to go back to the lifestyle I had before I learned what truly makes me happy? Because the answer is, yeah, I'm going to say it. You have a choice. Change, whether it's travel or a new coffee in the morning, gives us the opportunities to turn off remote control in our lives and live in the moment. And in that moment, I promise you that life will feel more genuine, more creative, happier, and more fulfilling. We can make the choices that either empower our lives, help us stay healthy, surround us with positive relationships, release our creativity, and most importantly, bring us happiness, or we can go back to remote control. All right, take a nice, easy breath and think about this. What choices can you make to honor your true self just today? What choices can you make to show yourself that you are worthy of self-love? What pieces of your past do you want to leave outside the door the next time you walk back in? And then ask yourself, what new coffee do you want to try tomorrow? Here's a lovely quote by John Maxwell. Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. Oh, my adventures on this journey to you. Thank you for letting me into your lives this week, and I look forward to popping back in again next time. Thank you for joining me today on the Journey to Awareness podcast. My hope is that you leave this podcast inspired, fired up, and ready to take that next step on the magical journey of self-awareness. And then you come back and join us again. Oh, and if you can do me a quick favor and please leave me a 5-star review over on iTunes. I gain so much from reading the reviews and getting feedback from my listeners. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. Be sure to visit me on my Facebook page, Working on Me, and on my website, workingonme.com, for past episodes and insight into the fabulous journey to you.